Jesus is the light of the world, a light that no darkness can overpower. You have an inside life, is what I tell the children when they come to the atrium for the catechesis of the Good Shepherd. Your inside life is that spot inside of you where Jesus talks to you and calls you by your name and tells you that you are his beloved. We all have an inside life, and it's in the atrium that we give time and space to focus and to pay attention to how Jesus calls us by our names and shares his love with us. The atrium. The atrium is the sacred space, that beautiful room for the catechesis of the Good Shepherd, where materials that are lovingly handmade by parishioners in the community and catechists who have done the training have gathered all of the lessons together, and children come in and are taught the truths of our faith. And then they can pay attention to their inside life and their work with the materials. Everything in the atrium has a lesson with it. Everything is about the scripture, it is about the liturgy, and it is about the great traditions of our faith. Let's go in and see this level 1 atrium.
Alle, alle, hallelujah. Alle, alle, hallelujah. Alle, alle, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Alleluia.
My name is Sister Nancy Ayotte. I'm an IHM sister from Monroe, Michigan. And it is my joy and my honor and privilege to work in the parishes of the Monroe Vicariate, developing the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd. The Catechesis of the Good Shepherd is an approach to faith formation that is well over 50 years. It started in Rome in 1954 with the scripture scholar, Sophia Cavalletti, and her partner in this work was Gianna Gobbi, a Montessori-trained teacher. Together, Sophia and Gianna developed the curriculum using the methodology of Maria Montessori in that it is a hands-on method. We are sitting in the atrium at St. Mary's Parish for level 1. The word atrium comes from the ancient basilicas in Europe. When people were prepared for baptism, there was a side room that was connected to the church, a covered courtyard as it were, and that's where the catechumens would gather each Sunday to be prepared for full life in the church. And so the atrium here prepares children for full life in the church. The materials were lovingly handmade by parishioners and catechists in their training course as they were prepared to teach this curriculum. When we go around the room in the level 1 atrium, we will see themes of liturgy, themes of scripture, and themes of the traditions of our Catholic faith. Every material has a lesson connected with it, and the catechists, through their training, have learned how to present these lessons and then to leave the child who can work with the materials, and that is when they pay attention to their inside life, and that is when the inner teacher takes over. One area of the level 1 atrium is set up with a model altar and a small sacristy cupboard. Inside that cupboard are all of the articles that are used at the Mass. Even the littlest children at age 3 learn the words chalice, paten, crucifix. And all of these articles then are placed on the model altar. As we light the candles, we say the words from the Mass, Christ is died and Christ is risen. Another area, the gestures of the Mass. Central to this atrium in level 1 is the founding parable of the Good Shepherd, and that is central to our room along with baptism. And then around the other sides of the room, we have scripture texts that are the parables of the kingdom, and the infancy narratives, some geography so that they learn about the land of Jesus, and the city of Jerusalem. in the great Paschal mystery. The Level 1 atrium also has a prayer table. And at the end of each session, the children gather around that prayer table to sing and to pray and to talk together about how it is that Jesus is their Good Shepherd.
Hello, I'm Julia Kelly, and I have 4 children. Jillian, who is 9, Michael, Colleen, and Joanna, who are triplets, and they are 7. Jillian has been participating in the atrium for the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd since she was 3 years old, and it has been an extremely positive experience for her. My 3 younger children have also been participating in this program since they were 3 years old, and equally as positive for them. The things that we like about the program are the fact that the children are able to engage personally with the materials in the atrium and learn about the faith coming from where they are, going to the point at which they're learning. I have been helping out in the atrium since my daughter was 4, and I come in and help and observe children working, and I can see how much they're learning and how much I have learned by working in the atrium. It's an extremely positive force for our faith.
The Catechesis of the Good Shepherd has 3 levels. The first level is for children ages 3 to 6, and the second level is ages 6 to 9. The third level that we haven't developed yet in our vicariate is for 9 to 12. That's a hope for the future. But let's think about the Level 2 atrium. Children have begun their moral foundation, their moral formation, and so the founding parable for Level 2 is the true vine. Just as the parable of the Good Shepherd grounded the children, the youngest children, in the love of Jesus, so now with the parable of the true vine from John's Gospel, we invite the child to remain in the love of Jesus and to be part of that wonderful vine that gives the true spiritual life to the child. In Level 2 as well, children are approaching sacraments, reconciliation, and Eucharist. So a lot of the materials in Level 2 will be around the sacramental signs. So again, we have the gesture cabinet for the gestures of the Mass, but we also have the articles that are from the altar work in Level 1 now laid out on a table so that the children learn the order of the Mass and the prayers that go with them. Reconciliation also has a place in the Level 2 atrium. As they are growing in their own moral growth, children are beginning to make choices in their life, and that they want those choices to be grounded in God's love. Salvation history is a part of Level 2. The great plan of God, that God desires all of creation to be in union with Him. The Bible is another strong area of Level 2. If you could see the materials that are developed for the Bible work, you would see that the children learn all of the sections of the Bible, the Pentateuch, the history books, the wisdom books, the prophetic books, and of course in the New Testament, the Gospels and the Christian letters, the Acts of the Apostles, and the book of Revelation. All of these wonderful works of the Bible are explored together in Bible studies, and strong moral parables are also presented. Parables like the Good Samaritan, the lost son, the lost coin, the insistent friend, the 10 bridesmaids, and many others. Level 2 invites the child into a deeper life in the Spirit. It also brings them to the altar as they celebrate First Holy Communion.
Hello, my name is Alicia Martin, and I'm the Executive Director of Monroe Catholic Elementary Schools. And I first learned about the atrium and the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd when my daughter was 3 years old and met Sister Nancy and was introduced to the Level 1 atrium. As parents, I think we all strive for our kids to want to deeply engage with our Catholic faith, and the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd has been a great way for our family to do this. As Executive Director for Monroe Catholic Elementary Schools, I know we are blessed to have Sister Nancy in our community. I look forward to working with her and seeing how we can expand the Atrium experience to even more children across our county. Children who attend both faith formation classes and Catholic schools can benefit from the hands-on work of the Atrium. It's learning and growing in our faith that is both fun and rewarding for our students. I hope you join us in helping to expand this wonderful experience to even more families.
Catechists for the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd are very thoroughly trained in this methodology. Each level requires a 90-hour course. It includes theology, spirituality, pedagogy, observation of children in an atrium, as well as practice with the materials and writing of lesson plans. It is a very thorough education and preparation for catechists to teach in this beautiful approach. The Catechesis of the Good Shepherd is an amazing work. It is bringing children closer to God as they fall deeply in love and pay attention to their inside life.
The parishes of St. Mary Monroe and Our Lady of Mount Carmel, Temperance, invite children ages 3 through 5 to the Level 1 Atrium of the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd. The parishes of St. Mary and St. John, Monroe, invite children ages 6 through 8 to the Level 2 Atrium of the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd. For current class schedules, please contact the parishes individually.
Angels watching over me all day, all night. Angels watching over me, my Lord, all day, all night. Angels watching over me.